Hello, you're watching Poker News and welcome back to our coverage here of the PokerStars Championship presented by the Monte-Carlo Casino. I'm joined by Charlie Carrel. We're going to go through a hand in some detail just shortly, but first I just want to get to find out what's been going on, because you won a huge cash pot hand the other day, right?
Yeah, so Monte-Carlo has been pretty bad in terms of tournaments for me. I've managed to brick every tournament. Only managed to do one bullet in the 100k, which was always a bonus, but apart from that, bricked everything. But then I've been playing cash games on the side to fund the tournament buy-ins, as it is the case for quite a lot of people. And yeah, I played some 100, 200, 400s for a while, / 100, 200, 400, 800, and had the biggest cash game pot I've had of my career, excluding home game stuff, which is different, which was for 90k. But yeah, you asked for me to go over the hand history. It was kind of boring. It was just like aces versus ace king all in pre-flop. It was dead on the turn twice, and it was kind of fun.
So have you broken even for this trip?
I'm not sure.
Yes, we entered the 100k.
No, I sold action for the 100k, so but all the cash game action was mine. So yeah, I think I'm up. Nice.
Well, we're going to go back to the 100k super high roller because we've got an interesting hand that you're going to give your analysis on for that.
Sure.
So tell us what happened.
One that I haven't prepared too much. Okay, so it was the last day of the last hand of the first day. I open the hijack with ace-6 of spades to 3,000, and I'm not sure if I got the sizes right for this. Okay, I think I opened the hijack to 10,000. And David Peters 3-bets the button to 35,000. I'm just going to make up the sizes now because this is probably not right. And I call. It's a pretty loose call. It would be standards in some fields, but I would generally make the decision whether I'm making this call based on how soft the table is or how soft the field is, because it's the end of the day and I'll get redrawn to a new table. The reason for that is because I will take the smaller edge spots if it's a really tough field, because the average situation that's going to come up will be a lot tougher, whereas if it's a really soft field, I want to just stick to the better equity spots that I can have. Anyway, I call. Flop is king 7-4 with 2 hearts, we don't have a flush draw or a backdoor flush draw. We check and David Peters checks back. He did this like kind of weird check where I hadn't seen him do that much. He just went and it seemed to me that nobody would ever do that if they're checking back air. He did it really quickly as well. I think his air would consider c-betting that board even if it does check back. So at this point, I'm pretty much only putting him on a range of just like queens through 10s, which I know for this point in the hand is like a surprisingly narrow range. But I also didn't think like kings would do that kind of weird check back and draw attention to itself either. In turn was a 3, bringing a second flush draw, and I decided to bet 2/3 pot. And the reason I was doing this, first of all, obviously we have a gut shot, we have an over, but I thought that I was always going to get one call from queens or jacks, so it wasn't a bluff based on the fact that I thought I was going to get a lot of folds on the turn. It was more of a setting up a double barrel, shoving on the river. And so instead of really thinking about which parts of his range I'm targeting on the turn, I have to skip to the river, which I'll do now, I guess. So he calls, and the river was another 7, and bringing in the backdoor flush, which also is very good for us because we have quite a few flushes in our range once we bet the turn, because we call with a lot of suited hands pre-flop. We also have hands like sets, aces, sometimes aces, ace king always, king queen always, king jack always, king 10 always, can probably shove as well. Maybe. I would shove king 10, I'm not sure if he'd expect me to. And so if we think of it from his point of hand, let's say if he has the hands like queens or jacks that I think he has, first of all, if he has queens or jacks blocking the flop flush draw, he's always going to fold, and the reason people will fold there is because the GTO players, they like to use blockers, and if he's blocking my miss flush draws, that means I have fewer bluffs in my range. So that's already like a flip for me, whether he's 100% going to fold his hand of queens or jacks if I think they're the hands he has. Then also there are queens or jacks without the blocking the flop flush draw, which he could have in his range, which I think will fold a decent percentage of the time, just based on the fact that I have such a wide value range. Just with all the king X in there, I could flat king queen off pre-flop, king jack suited, king 10 suited, ace king off. There's just a lot more combinations of that along with the flushes, along with the sets, that I thought it was just a really good hand to, even though it looks like a hand you might want to check on the turn, I thought it was a really good hand to shove. And I got the 1 minute fold, which was kind of cool.
And how's it going? You've sat down to play here in the 25k.
Yeah, it's pretty much the best field I've seen in ages for a 25k. It's insane. They've guaranteed $1 million for first, I just heard, which is, pretty cool. Which is like guaranteeing 160 people, I guess, if it's 25% for first place. And yeah, it's just every single table has some pretty new faces on, which is always a good news. So yeah, everyone's having good fun. We're doing a game where if you win a hand, you have to show one card for the other person's choice, and it's just like adds. It's pretty cool that people can relax and have so much fun for such a large amount of money, I like it. So, yeah.
Well, good luck with it. I hope you can do better than just break even on this trip.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Okay, thank you so much. Charlie Carrel, I'm Laura Cornelius. You are watching PokerNews.com.